adopt that mindset if in fact you haven't closed that gap between 99% and 100. You know, we've been in business for 24 plus years. It's our 25th year of being in business. I told you yesterday that everything's in place. I told you that our best days are ahead of us and not behind us. I also told you that we're going to be doing more in the next 3 years than we did in the last 10. We have an infrastructure today that's just incredible. The leadership is in place. Everything is in place. And it is so rare, folks, to find a 24-plus-year-old company and yet still be on the ground floor. This being our 25th year, we have the mindset and the mantra of we are ACN. That means that we want the best for you, that we want to be able to provide an environment for you to win. Because if you win, we win. If you win, we all win. We want to continue to provide that environment. And so we are ACN is the mantra for 2017. We are ACN. We're together. We're pulling for one another. We want the best for one another. And ACN is a place that you can trust. Let me ask you a question. How many of you in this room don't like taking tests like I don't like taking tests? Any of you don't like taking tests? Yeah, I don't like taking tests either, but isn't it ironic that we only trust the things that have been tested? Isn't that true? You know, the best friendships that you have been tested. This chair that you're sitting on, the reason why you sit in it with confidence is because you know that it's been tested, yes? Some of you flew over in a metal tube going 500 miles an hour to get to Charlotte, North Carolina. The only reason why you stepped on that airplane is because you had confidence that that plane did what? Passed the test. That pilot that was flying that plane passed the test. Well, I'm here to tell you today that you can trust ACN, folks, because we've been tested and we've been proven for the last 25 years. You can trust who we are. You can trust what we're about. See, over the last 3 days, you've seen all kinds of recognition. You've seen people from all walks of life walk this stage and do exceedingly well. You've seen people get promoted today and yesterday. The RVPs and the Platinum RVPs and the Senior Vice President promotions. You can't make this stuff up. You can't script this. This wasn't something that was staged for you. This is as real can get. Documentation beats conversation every single time. So how much more documentation do you need? Listen, if you don't believe 100% in ACN by now, I want you to take your right hand and take your two fingers, put it on your left wrist and see if you got a pulse. ACN is too good, folks. I told the people last night, I said, it's so easy to believe in ACN right now. It's never been better. Our compensation plan has never been better. Our service lineup has never been better. Our leadership has never been better. There's more opportunity today in 2017 than we had in 1993. And all that you missed were 24 plus years of growing pains of our startup company. That's all that you missed. So here we are today, 2017. If you have 100% belief, it will happen for you. Because if with 100% belief, it will naturally lead to the second thing that I thought about that you need in order to increase your odds to being successful. Here it is. 100% commitment. So 100% belief leads you to 100% commitment. Now, why is 100% commitment critical? Because as you've heard all weekend long, this is not going to be easy. You're going to face challenges. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to wonder whether or not you have what it takes to win. And I'm telling you that because we questioned ourselves as well. We didn't know whether or not we were going to have what it takes to win. We didn't know whether or not we were able to see this thing through during the darkest and toughest of times. We had questions and doubts and fears and worries and hurt just like you do. And I'm telling you, if you're not 100% committed, to seeing this thing through, where you can have a clear vision of where you're going and your destiny, you will always follow the path of least resistance. And one of the things that we had going for us that may not seem like an advantage, but it really was, as I think about it, is we had no other options. We had nothing to go back to. And sometimes when you have to make something work, you figure out a way to get it done. Now, most people that get involved in ACN, they have other options. If ACN doesn't work, they can always go back to doing what they're doing. I'm here to tell you that if you're gotten involved with ACN with that type of mindset, where you're just going to see if this thing works, if not, you can always go back to doing what you're doing. I promise you, you will always go back to doing what you're doing. 100% commitment also will help you to be bulletproof. And being bulletproof and being protected is going to be critical once you leave here. Because once you leave here, you're going to run into what I call toxic people or dream stealers. How many of you know people like that in your life?
Yes.
People that are negative, people that are always telling you how something won't work well. You know, people that are always looking for the downside of things and asking you questions of, you know, why do you think you're so special? Why are you trying to do something that you've never done before? See, every great person or every great organization that you can think of, they've all had doubters around them, but they just pulled it through. They just saw it through. When we first started ACN in January of 1993, there were 600 other long-distance companies, folks, that were competing for a $16 or $17 long-distance bill. 600 other companies. And people told us that we were crazy. People told us that we will never make it. What if we listened to their opinions? What if we listened to their thoughts about what we were doing? I'm here to tell you that you got to block out all those toxic people. Listen, if you listen to the wrong voice, you will always make the wrong choice, folks. God has given you a purpose long before anybody has an opinion about what you are doing. Don't let anyone take away what this weekend has done for you. 100% commitment is critical for another reason. It gives you permission to pay the necessary price for however long it takes. Not when things are going good only, but for however long it takes for you to win. See, this is not get-rich-quick pie in the sky. You're going to have to pay a price, and it's not going to be pretty a lot of times. There's a principle that's in play at ACN, just like being successful in anything. And the principle is seed, time, and harvest. See, a farmer don't plant a seed today and the next day looking for a crop. He plants a seed and takes the time and waits for the time and the sunshine and the rain and the nutrients to get in that seed until he can reap a harvest. You can't rush that process. It's just the way that it is. It's a principle at work. It's impossible, folks, to have a baby in 1 month by getting 9 people pregnant. You can't do it.
Yes.
It takes 9 months and that's it. You have to embrace the process. Don't be a part of the instant gratification society. Don't look for shortcuts. People that want to lose weight, they always want to take a pill. People that will be in line for lottery tickets every single week, but God forbid they spend $20 for a book to learn something so that they can become better. Don't be a part of that crowd. You got to decide right here and right now that you're going to be here for however long it takes to win. How many of you can set a 5-year game plan for yourselves?
Yes.
Not a 6-month game plan, not a 1-year game plan, but at least a 5-year game plan to see this thing through, to give it all you got, to never look back. See, I would rather have you fall short than stop short. Give it all you got, folks. Maybe this is the very first thing that you're going to see through, but I promise you, if you see it through and follow the system, it will be worth it. You've heard stories all weekend long. Which brings me to the third thing that I thought about. In order to increase your odds of success at ACN, is this. All of this is disguised as hard work. You got to bring a great work ethic. You see, the dream is free at ACN, but the journey is not. Daydreaming about something in order to do it properly is the right thing to do, but daydreaming about it when you should be doing it is not the right thing to do. See, there's a lot of people that get involved in ACN, and they write a check for $4.99. And I don't understand it. People are crazy. The next week or the next 2 weeks, you have no idea where they're at. You know anybody like that? Has that ever happened to you? Is that the craziest thing you've ever seen or witnessed in your life? See, there's a lot of people that get involved in ACN, but they never get around to doing ACN. They dress up like they're in ACN. They tell their spouse they're in ACN. They tell their friends they're in ACN. They go to meetings like they're in ACN. They tell their kids that they're in ACN. They miss some of the kids' activities because of their involvement in ACN, but they never seem to get around to really doing ACN, which is talking to people. See, I'm telling you, if you're in ACN and you don't talk to people, you're really not in ACN. The only thing that matters, folks, listen, the only thing that matters is you talk to people about doing one of four things: becoming a customer, or becoming an IBO, or getting a customer, or having an IBO go out and get a customer. That's it. That's all we do. We get customers and we get customer getters. That's it. Coming to a meeting such as this is not doing ACN. Do you understand that? This is preparing to do ACN. Does that make sense to you? Going to a weekly event and never bringing a guest or never talking to people is not doing ACN. You're just a part of the ACN club. And this is not a business for you. I want you to be successful. And the only way for you to be successful is for you to talk to people and not be a part of the ACN fan club, but be a part of the ACN business. Build your company within a company. There's a verse in the Bible that says, faith without works is what? Dead. See, everybody I know, I can ask this question wherever I go. How many of you would like to be an SVP? And all the hands would raise. Absolutely. I would love for you to be an SVP, but you know what? Most people are not willing to pay the price to be an SVP. Everybody wants to go to heaven. Nobody wants to die. That's just the way that it is. But if you're willing to work, if you're willing to give it everything you've got, you can win. See, at ACN, we can give you just about everything. We can give you the greatest compensation plan you've ever seen. We can provide the right products, services, compensation plan, culture. Man, we can put everything together for you. The only thing that we can't do is do it for you. See, you got to do it. You got to do it. You got to work and you got to talk to people. The only thing that's going to matter is whether or not you feel good enough about what you've experienced over the last 3 days for you to talk to people. And talking to people to me is equivalent of casting seed. As long as you cast the ACN seed, some of it's going to fall on the path, and those people aren't ready to receive your message. Some of that seed is going to fall on rocky ground. Some of that seed is going to fall on thorny ground, and you're going to recruit somebody, and then somebody right next to them is going to tell them to quit. But there's going to be some people where you cast your seed, folks, that's going to have fertile soil up in their mind, and that seed's going to germinate. And I'm talking to everybody here. You are fertile, soiled-minded people that were ready, willing, and able to receive the information and to make a decision about something that can change your life. I want to talk to you about how to jumpstart your business, folks, because it's critical that when you leave here that you go do something. It's one thing to feel good about what you're doing. It's another thing to feel good enough about doing it. So how many of you are ready for me to jumpstart your business? Ready? Here we go. Here's what we found out over the last 25 years. That if you don't do something to game plan within the next 72 hours of you leaving this arena, if your calendars aren't full, if you haven't made your PBR schedules yet, this 72-hour window will close, and here is what our history will dictate for you. That you will go home and not do anything significantly more than when you came. You go back with the same old habits. And so the 72-hour window is critical. You need to make sure that within the next 72 hours, that you talk to everybody in your organization, that you get with the person that recruited you, you get with your upline and set a game plan. Set a game plan to become an executive team leader. Set a game plan to become a team coordinator. Set a game plan to become a regional director. How many of you want to become a regional vice president in the near future? How many of you want that to happen? You got to have a path to run on, so 72 hours is critical. The next period of time I want to talk to you about to help jumpstart your business is to close out the first quarter strong. We're in the first part of the month of March. We got the balance of March to go. We don't have a very long time to go before the end of March. Before March 31st comes, it's going to come just like this, folks. And I'm telling you, if you don't have a game plan to close out the month of March strong, it's going to come and it's going to go. And you're going to miss out on that second window of time. So I would encourage you to close out the month of March strong. Become an executive team trainer if you're brand new. If you're a senior vice president, Circle of Champions member, lead by example and go on a recruiting rampage. Acquire the most customers within your organization. That's how great leaders will do it. Here's the third window of time that I want to suggest to you to help to jumpstart your business. And we've been talking about this just about all day long, so I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I want to tell you something. There's 109 days left between now and the time that we're going to be in San Jose, California. And James Adlin did a tremendous job in telling you about the importance of you being in San Jose. Now, I know that some of the brand new people that are here, because you don't know us so well, maybe you're thinking that, we promote for the next event just so we can get a lot of people or get you to go to the next event. Can I tell you something? We want you to be at the next event, but we don't need you to be at the next event.
Wow.
ACN is going to be just fine if you choose not to be at the next event. The only reason why we're telling you to be in San Jose is because we know what these international events do for people's belief. We know what these international events do for people's vision. Wouldn't you agree that the last 3 days that your vision has expanded so rapidly that you could never do it on your own? How many of you would agree with that statement? So if you're serious about doing something significant at ACN, there's no way in the world that you would miss coming to San Jose, California. And I'm not just going to tell you to come to San Jose, I'm going to tell you to bring as many people as you can to San Jose. Here's the reason why. I'm going to ask you a very obvious question. How many of you in this room right now wish that you had more of your own people here at the Charlotte International event? Yeah, of course. You know why you feel that way? Is because you know the way that you feel right now. You're excited, you're motivated, you're positive, and man, you want a bunch of people feeling the exact same way. You have that opportunity right now to get as many people as you can to San Jose. Wouldn't it be nice to have 100 people to show up to San Jose that are in your organization? How many of you would like to have 200 people in San Jose, California? And you're thinking to yourself right now, how in the world am I going to have 200 people in San Jose, California? I'm here by myself. I'm just starting out. I'm sitting up in the rafters. I'm just starting out. I have no idea how to do this. You know how to do it? You have 109 days, folks, to find 10 people that can bring 10 people, and now you have 100 people in San Jose, California. Let me ask you a question. If you had 100 people in San Jose, California in the month of June, where do you think your business could be by the latter part of 2017? Where do you think your businesses could be by this time, 2018, as we celebrate our 25th anniversary? Could it be awesome for you? So you have a 109-day window. Here's what I would do if I were you, is I would go out and buy a paper calendar. Yes, paper. Remember? The ones that you hang up? And the reason why I'm telling you to do that is this. Is because you get to see it every single day. And I would make every single day a business building day. I would have more people coming to San Jose today than I had yesterday. More people coming to San Jose tomorrow than I had today. And I would do it for 109 days and check it off and write down the names. And every single day could be a business building day for you. And utilize the greatest business building tool that ACN has, called international events. Just like the one that you experienced here in Charlotte, North Carolina with us. So there you have it, folks. We've mapped it out for you for the last 3 days. I don't know what else we could tell you. The hardest part's been done for you. The track's been laid for the last 24 plus years. I'm here to tell you that we are positioned for purpose. I want you to catch our moment, but it's just as easy to miss a moment as it is to catch it. You gotta be intentional. This is the time of open doors. This is the year of harvest, 2017. Today is the beginning of uninterrupted momentum for you and your business. The foundation is in place. You just have to ask yourself, will you build your house on the ACN foundation? It's been said that we make our choices and our choices make us. And I'm here to tell you that you are one decision away from positioning yourself ahead of the greatest growth that this company has ever experienced. It is time to start working toward your best life ever. God bless all of you. Look forward to seeing you in San Jose. Have a great day, everyone.